Well, hello everybody, Jason. I'm New Age Revolution Cave. And I don't like that backdrop. We got to change this up, folks. Next week or so, that'll look different. The room dramatically changed. You have not seen it. I haven't brought you guys into it, but dramatic change as we prepare to downsize and to continue the quest for comfort and the showcase of the wrestling stuff with the addition of more and more stuff. Probably even this Sunday when I visit my friend and hopefully buy some of his stuff. We will continue with the Galoobs, folks. The UK Galoobs are next. And I guess that's series 2. But they were UK only. Why was that? Well, I don't know. I think anything you read says, they weren't popular in the U.S. maybe, and they wanted to keep the line going, so they tried it out in the U.K. And I don't know how well they did. I don't think very well at all. But we never got these here in the U.S., unfortunately. In addition to that, we also see the downfall of the figures. I love the WCW Galoob figures. I played with the WCW Galoob figures very, very much. They were, to me, a gazillion times better than Hasbro's. And I had different matches. Having a match like the Z-Man versus Arn Anderson is a lot different than having a Doink the Clown versus Akeem match, with the Hasbro's. So it was different wrestling because WCW was different wrestling than the WWF, than what we were used to, the cartoony environment of the WWF. But unfortunately, Galoob took what was just an awesome, awesome line and created some poor figures. Not poor characters, not poor looking figures, but remember, we're kids and we want playability and we don't want a weird pose. And we don't necessarily need clothed figures either. Well, WCW Galoob Series 2 is clothed heavy and weird pose heavy, and there we go. Let's start with the weirdest pose of them all. I would say the worst WCW Galoob figure. Elegante. What are we supposed to do with this? Now, one thing they did get right was scale. Oh wait, that's not there's boot to boot. All right, I dig that. I dig the scale. But what are we supposed to do with this, folks? Even as kids, even as a kid, I couldn't play with this. I don't think. Yeah, I couldn't play with this. It's a great looking figure of one of the worst wrestlers in history. But I couldn't play with this. And I just hate when toy companies did this. I hated when Hasbro did it. I hated when Galoob did it. I mean, Remco had it right. Remco nailed it. Everybody's got fists. Everybody's got the same pose. I mean, Baron von Raschke was the only one with the claw, but you had to. That's okay. Remco's got it right. Hasbro's didn't get it right. Galoob's had it right in Series 1. Clearly, they were wrong in Series 2. Here's Elegante. Giant Gonzalez for all you WWF fans. Let's keep with the clothing theme. We've got Lex Luger, Series 2, UK, Lex Luger. Now, great pose for play. Not sure about the outfit. Not sure the one appearance that Lex Luger might have made with this odd, Roman emperor thingy that he's wearing. I don't know. And I'm not sure why we needed a second Lex Luger, because there already is a UK Lex Luger that I don't have, that I'll show you in a minute a picture of. But love the pose. Not sure what we want to do with the robe. I don't like it. I don't like when you do hard clothing on a figure that can't be removed, because this now becomes an adult collectible. It's not a children's toy anymore at this point. We got the Stinger in a great looking figure, but nothing that we're going to do anything with as kids. Or maybe we did, I'm sure we did. But when you have, Sting, the UK or the US Series 1 Sting, an almost perfect figure, and then you give us this, I'm just going to use my old Sting. So here's the UK Sting. I assume that maybe this was a kind of a tag team 2-pack deal, whatever. Clothing, yeah, clothing, and this clothing was necessary, but odd pose. One of the more pricier figures, Big Josh, but I have no idea what's going on here. He's running, and he's I guess he's probably swinging his axe handle that I don't have, but I'm not going to pay $200 for a piece of accessory plastic. Yeah, this is a terrible figure. He's just kind of walking along. It's a bad figure. It's a great looking figure if we were just going to go with statues. All of the ones I've showed you are fantastic. I think UK Galoobs are more statues than anything else. We got Big Josh, folks, who later became Doink. Obviously, that's Matt Bourne. Somebody that we're watching regularly on Wrestling with the Past, Matt Bourne. Another clothed figure that was fine, makes sense, but again, awful pose. The Dustin Rhodes figure. Great figure. I'm so glad this is, the names so far are perfect for the era of WCW. We got Big Josh, we got Elegante, we got Dustin Rhodes, but an awful pose. I mean, let me see if I could have had, I would have done my thing with this, I think. I would have been a kid, but I don't think I would have used him a lot because he's so awkward. But a great looking figure, nonetheless. Did you get enough of a look at Big Josh? I think you did. I think these are great. Again, I love these figures. I really do. But Series 2 just failed. And if you look at what was coming for Series 3, we're still not doing that great. PN News looked great. He had the big guy arms down pose, but that's okay for the bigger guys. The Ricky Morton figure kind of looked weird and bulky. I think the Ricky Morton figure almost looked a lot like the Big Josh pose. You had the diamond stud, and I think his hands were straight up like that, which is okay. It's okay. And then you had Ric Flair in the statue robe type figure. That was supposed to be coming. And then Black Blood, which ended up being Billy Jack Haynes. We all know how that turned out. But here's Dustin Rhodes, great figure. Not a good pose. And then we have the Freebirds. A fantastic addition to the line. Jimmy Garvin is not in the best pose. Michael Hayes is fine. I could have played with it. I just think they got weird with Series 2. They just got weird. The Freebirds are great additions to this line. They are this is when they were doing the makeup kind of deal. I don't remember all that too much. Who else was with them? Wasn't Brad Armstrong Fantasia or something back then? All right, not awful. They're okay. They're okay. And then we go repaints. We get the unnecessarily pricey repaints, which I hate. I mean, I love them, but I hate the idea of it. You got Rick and Scott Steiner, great figures in your alternate outfits. Great. Okay. We've got Ric Flair in his maroon, I'll pull the belt up a little, his maroon lightning bolt trunks. You remember when Ric Flair wore maroon lightning bolt trunks, right? You remember. Come on. It was in that match with, the Emperor Lex Luger, don't you remember? Ric Flair, best wrestling figure of all time. Not this one. Not sure what's going on there. We got the Doom repaints, which are just different tones of pants. All right, fine. Best figure, worst figure. All right, we got Doom. We have the pink Sid Vicious that I could probably clean up a little with a magic eraser. But we got the pink Sid Vicious. Great figure. Fantastic figure. And we have Brian Pillman with his baby blue trunks with tigers on the boots. Or I'm going to assume Bengals on the boots. But fine figure. He's got the claw marks on the boots. I mean, they really just took matters into their own hands with the UK set. You know, Brian Pillman didn't wear this outfit. I don't know if there's a Z-Man UK. I hope not, because all I thought I needed was Barry Windham and Lex Luger. Barry Windham has blue trunks, and Lex Luger has green tights. Or reverse that. Yeah. Barry Windham has blue trunks. Lex Luger has green trunks. Okay. So there's your UK set. Pricey for a lot of repaints and a lot of statuey looking figures. Of course, they got into the bendy market, and I have a few of those. Are they even Galoob? They're not. They're just toys. Just Toys Bend'em. So I guess this doesn't even count as the Galoob figures, but I have a couple of loose Just Toys Bend'ems. And as I expand the wrestling collection, if I can get them for $5, but on eBay I'll probably pay $199 for them. I'll grab some of the, the Bend'ems. I don't love them, but I got two, and I got Brian Pillman carded and Lex Luger carded, so we may as well get them, right? Then Galoob did what WWF did, and what WWE has done with the new stuff is they give us these gigantic figures. I'm going to call them 16 inches. I didn't get out the measuring tape, but we have a very muscular Ric Flair and a muscular Lex Luger. These are your big boys, and again, for the life of me, I'm not sure why. I think why is because they'll make us some money and people will buy them. And I assume people did. But at no point in life, at no point in childhood was I ever going to play with something like this. And I'm not sure who did. And kids were not display collectors back then. So what were they doing? Does Aunt Mabel buy you these? Get him some. What does he want for his birthday? Oh, get him some wrestlers. He loves the wrestlers. Oh, I got him some. They're big too. I think he likes the big ones. What are you going to do with these? But they have a Sting and they have a Sid. My friend Dave has both. Look, if I can get them cheap, I'll add them to the collection. Am I going to track them down for 100? No, I don't want them that bad. And the last piece that I have for WCW is this belt. This is the WCW Championship belt. Right there. Comes in a nice little pack. We got a little kid dressed up as Sting there wearing the world title. Seems a little small, seems a little cheap in comparison to these guys. Little different in size, I assume. Yeah, kind of. But I would have killed for this as a kid. I mean, as a little kid, as a 10 years old, I would have killed for a belt because I was making my belts out of paper. Good looking back. You got that beast right there. There is the WCW ring and cage that I truly, truly need. But it is also stupidly priced on eBay. Not as stupidly priced loose as it is stupidly priced boxed. But I need it. I need it. It's very similar to the San Francisco Toy Maker ring, but it is not the same. The cage is very similar. It's very, very similar, but it is not the same. But I would like this very badly. So there was that. That is the last of the WCW stuff. So there you go. The UK Galoob Series 2, the end of the line, never came to this part of town. And you got to go on the secondary market and pay a ton of money for kind of bad figures and repaints. But I love this line. It is still my number 2 line, only because of Series 1 and how much fun I had playing with these Galoob figures. All right. Tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll do a room update, and then we'll do a Wrestling with the Past, and then Sunday is Nup All Night. So we'll have fun with that. Nup All Night 5. And maybe I'll put part 4 up just to confuse everybody, but it's Nup All Night 5. All right, that is all. Good night now.